Are you fascinated by fear and gripped by all things gory? Then this is the coloring book for you. Yeah, that's all I need to know. I'm gonna go with this guy's not gonna do much good by trying to help. A clown. This guy is not a fan of clowns. Sheen to them, and that is what would glow in the dark. We have a, wow, there's a lot going on in this. Be hanging out with you in the dark, and we'll we'll see what the pages look like. See? Wait, this is Tuesday, and I'm in the bathroom in the dark, charging up my coloring book. When you say it out loud, you know, it doesn't sound as cool. Hi guys, and welcome back. I am very excited for this week's video. We're gonna do another page walkthrough of a coloring book. I found this one also at Five Below. It is a horror glow-in-the-dark coloring book. I have just flipped through the pages kind of quickly myself. I haven't really sat down and looked at it, so I'll be seeing a lot of these for the first time with you. This is the back cover. They show you an example of how you could create. They show what that image would then look like in the dark and how it's outlined, which I'll show you that in the coloring book. That was something I looked for obviously in the store, was that how did they get it to glow in the dark. It's so cool. And then here it just gives you like a description. Are you fascinated by fear and gripped by all things gory? Then this is the coloring book for you. Yeah, that's all I need to know. That's all I need to know, is that it is full of all things creepy. To start, before I started filming this video, I turned on my spooky sounds in the background. There's a video of a haunted house going. I know that scary things are not for everyone. Some people don't like them at all, but there's something so nostalgic for me with just a horror, creepy, I can't explain it. It's just like the feeling that Halloween brings for me is the feeling that I try to keep all year round. Like, we don't take our Halloween decorations down, we keep them up. I am just a huge fan of that fall-like feeling, I guess it is, you know, around spooky season. So I just don't put those things away. I look for them all year round. So we're gonna get started. The front cover is obviously amazing, like a four-hand zombie monster. On the inside here, we have the front like intro page. Someone is being devoured by like a devilish looking monster. And I'm gonna go with this guy's not gonna do much good by trying to help. Page 1. Looks like they just give some more description. Let's see. Yeah. For the added effect, some of the lines on the pages are coated in glow ink. You should spot the sheen on 6 of your masterpieces. So also, my plan is to go through this book with you, and I'm actually have some time home alone today while I'm filming, which is a rare rare thing to have happen. So I'm actually going to show you. I guess I'm going to hide in my bathroom. I don't really know what I'll do yet, but we'll light the pages up and I'll just sit, I guess, on the floor of my bathroom and we can film together the pages and what they look like lit up, because how are we not going to include that? We need to see that. Okay, and it also says there is 2 and 3D animation. Oh, this is what they do. Okay. Cool. So they actually work on the creators of this actually work on movies and video games. So that's kind of the concept when they're designing, you know, what goes into this book. Okay, so first couple pages. That is such a mind trip. So I don't know what you guys see. It's one of those, like, you know, what pops out to you in this picture, but there's a woman's silhouette as well as the skeleton silhouette. How creative is that? That's a wonderful first image. We have a guy that looks like he is just falling. These look like trees to me, so maybe he's just falling from above. And that's the perspective. It's pretty cool. I feel like you can make him look like a zombie almost if you chose the right coloring. Skeletons, can't go wrong with that. I actually love that they put the like geometric looking background. A double page of those. A clown. This guy is not a fan of clowns. We have what looks like what I would interpret as a bad dream. Just like a creepy monster, demon type entity that comes at night while you're sleeping. This is insane. This man is twisted. This is seriously cool. See, these are the things I didn't look at in detail when skimming through. Like, I know what pages I come across. I have not seen this. How incredibly just demented is that? He's completely twisted. Okay, pretty cool. This looks like, you know, why people don't put their feet off the edge of the bed or their hands, because maybe this is what they envision is under there. Oh, I did see this one, and it's still just as gorgeous. Roses and a skeleton laid out in them. I can't imagine, like, if you did this rose garden in all different colored roses, that would just pop right out of there. It would look so cool. So much work, but it would definitely be worth it. Okay, we have I would call those vultures, the skeletons of them. And this looks like a human that had wings at one point. This guy is missing his teeth. He has a handful of them in his hand. They're still falling out. That's pretty cool. I don't know if this is a reference to some type of horror movie that I'm not familiar with, or if it's just an idea, but I do love the faces. Also, oh, they're all missing teeth as well. Okay, so that's creepy. Fact for myself is, as much as I love horror and gore and all of the in between, I cannot watch in a horror movie teeth come out or nails. Does anybody else have that issue? I have to look away. I can watch a lot of other things, in scary movies, but teeth and nails are not for me. It almost comes off physically for me, so I like to not trouble myself with that, and I avoid watching it. This one's Undersea, which is super cool, and down here there's a ton of skeletons, and it looks like this guy has no idea what he's floating into to explore. That's not gonna end well. And we have what looks like a zombie graveyard where they're just coming up out of the ground. Oh, I love this one. Kind of reminds me a bit of Beetlejuice, but I love that it's a double page because that's how long his, neck extends. Pretty cool. Spiders. Cannot go wrong. These are probably my two favorite things on a page. Spiders and the skulls. Spider web, can never go wrong with that. I also have Venus flytraps tattooed on myself. So this is really, really, really a cool piece right here. I love it. You can actually see, the remains and bones of humans that it devoured. That's actually such a cool piece. I had not come across this one before now. What looks like a Batgirl. And she's absolutely awesome. I love the border being all little bats as well. A werewolf in a cemetery. Here's a deer. This one's actually really cool. So pretty much half rotted, it looks like. That's actually really cool. It looks like a weird take on how you mount a deer's head. Just like a demented version of it. Here now, if the camera's picking up, which on my end of things it looks like it is, this is a glow-in-the-dark piece. So these are bats. And if you can see that, it is picking up pretty decently from what I can tell. They have this like sheen to them, and that is what would glow in the dark. It's just the coolest concept. So there's our first piece with the glow in the dark. Underwater, and we have piranhas and a woman. Oh, it looks like she's maybe getting drugged down by the skeletons. That's pretty cool. I love underwater. Like I referenced in the last coloring book, I really enjoy like mermaids and sea-themed things. This one is also sea-themed as well. Octopus, tentacles. Pretty cool. I just am imagining like how you would color these, and there'd just be so many shades of blue, greens, purples. I mean, it would just be so cool. Here's some more glow in the dark. This is the one, I believe, yes, that was referenced on the back. So we have the mummy with what looks like roaches, and maybe they're beetles, but like some type of roach type bug. And then over on this side we have what looks like I would reference as a possession, and that is just super cool. Really neat. This was what I saw in the store, and it was I mean, if I needed more of a selling point, this picture right here was the selling point. We have a woman. She's wearing spiders, which is ironic. Has flowers in her hair. And then she's spewing out spiders. I know this is people's worst nightmare. But my love for spiders is real, and I feel like this is such a cool piece. So, she's holding them. It's really, really well done. Love it. I will be coloring that one. Possibly hanging it. It would be cool to color these. They do have the, you know, the dotted line tearaway. So what would be so cool in my mind is to color these pieces, frame them separately, and just have them on your wall, like side by side, but the piece continues through to a whole nother frame. That's the ideas I had when I saw this book in general. These are ones I saw also because I was obviously looking for the glow in the dark. You know, how did they do that in this book? We'll start with the spider, but it is so cool. The mummy, it's wrapped, the spider is actually webbed and wrapped a human. Looks like almost a half human, half spidery type concept there. Just very cool. And it's a glow in the dark. This one though is amazing. I do a lot of like faceless pieces or melted faces or deformed faces. So to see the piece here where it's just like not what you would expect, I guess, someone's face to look like, I think this one might be my second favorite in the book. Her jewelry will all glow in the dark. Her hair, I'm excited to see this one in the dark as well as colored. And then even better, so because her eyes are sewn shut, which almost look like teeth to me, it looks like she has, I know that's the stitching, but to me it almost looks like teeth. There, ironically enough, are eyes in the backdrop. I just think it's really well done. Okay, we have a mad scientist, and he's creating some type of creature or melting it. Whatever he's doing down there looks like he's just up to no good. Back here, it looks like he has other creatures. So this is like a half rat, half scorpion. We have a half spider, half bat person. No, what's this? Like an aqua. Man, what is this called? I feel like this has a certain name, but it's half human, half aquatic type animal. This guy, I don't know what he's crossed with, but he looks cool. And then it looks like there's like an octopus guy. Here's just a finger. See, when you really start to look at the detail in the picture, I feel like you could just keep finding different things in it. Here is the woman on the front. That's the front cover, so she's also a glow in the dark. Pretty cool. I love the little flies on it. I have flies tattooed on me as well. Here's a vulture, or the remains of one. I love the tree. We have, let's see, this looks like almost like a wizard with, those kind of remind me of, I have like faces in the clouds right here, like on my tattoos. If it'll focus, there it goes. I have like drawn out faces in my arm. That kind of reminds me of that right there, actually. Like little underworld creatures. There is like a demony. They have a lot of concepts with eyes, so she's actually missing her eyes, but they're on her face instead. She looks like she has, I don't know, monster. I wouldn't call those vampire teeth. Maybe just like demon teeth. I like her clothing. Her hair would be cool. You could put so many different like highlights in her hair. Oh my goodness, this is like the skeleton page, except it has the moss and little beetle roach things again, like in the previous pages, and all roses. I know I keep referencing this, but could you just imagine all the roses are different colors? The bugs have all their highlights. Like, you could just make this page pop out at your face. This one's going to be so cool too. There's like a little moth hidden down here. Amazing. Here is a skeleton. It looks like there's like vines or trees growing through it. Maybe it's like in the ground and rotted away, and that's what's happened. Like the vines have grown up through it. And I feel like these are a lot of my tattoos. I have a tattoo. If you guys watch my tattoo tour, I have a tattoo on the top half of my right arm that is a skull that has things growing out of it and insects crawling on it. So it actually really reminds me, that's the second page now that reminds me so much of like actual tattoo work I have. Here's a moth page. This is so cool. Everything in me would just want to color these and cut them out and put them all over. But the background's actually too cool to do that. There's little caterpillars. Or maybe these are moths. Maybe these are the moths before they turn into moths. Actually. And there's thorns. This guy is so cool though. I'll just put this side by side. These look like the faces that were in, oh they are, see they're missing the teeth again. Everyone is pretty much toothless, except for this one down here. That's awesome. Oh, I love it. It's melted. His face is melting. And like I just said earlier, I love faces that are not supposed to look like this. That is so cool. Even his teeth are like slowly going out of his mouth. So cool. He actually looks pretty pumped too, like he doesn't look upset about it. We have a bat. This actually looks like the vulture layout, but it's got bat wings. I don't know. I'm not sure about this one. This one might be my least favorite so far. It looks like proportionally not my favorite. And everyone back here has no teeth again. Awesome. Looks like they may be referencing the Headless Horseman. Look at this guy. Looking cool. I love that. It's kind of like the deer where you can see half how he's supposed to look, half deteriorated. And she just looks like she's acting wild. The carriage is awesome. It's got what almost looks like dragon scales and wing. Very cool. A vampire. I almost said zombie until I saw the teeth and the neck, obviously, so vampire actually. And, oh, okay, so it's double, almost like a double scene, but they are totally separate. That's the male vampire and the female vampire, which they're both female bites the male, male bites the female. It's pretty cool. Werewolf. I won't focus too strongly on the werewolves. I feel like I showed you a lot of those in my romance coloring book. So werewolf. Little aquatic aqua monster man. I want to think of a name because there's a name for this other than aqua monster water man. Whatever I'm referencing them as is not it. So if you guys can think of the name of what this guy would be, please let me know. The fish are so cool. Piranhas. I also feel like I know the names of these, but you're not going to get it because I don't, like nothing's actually clicking. Piranhas are cool. Let's go on. This is worms. Yeah, I was seeing, but they are right here as well. Wow, and once again, her eyes are not her eyes. She has worms coming out of her face, her ears, and the backdrop is all worms and also floral. Really cool. That'd be awesome colored. The backgrounds, I think, are just as important in these photos as the main piece because just done right would be amazing. And also this would be a double-sided frame where you'd have them in separate frames but next to each other because her hand's here. Oh, this one is so cool. This is the one that's in the cover, but they show it from a different angle. And there's the no background, you know, to the one in the beginning. But look at this scene. Wow, the castle. Man, what was the movie? Oh... This reminds me of the movie She's the Dragon. I have to look this up. I absolutely, and the name, why are no names clicking with me today? Hang on. Damsel. Damsel. See, all these names, I should look up the aquatic guy, but I'll spare you all that. I'll spare you that spiral. But this reminds me of Damsel. If you haven't seen that movie, it's such a good movie. But even this like scene where the dragon's on this castle, this is so cool actually. I'll have to show my husband this because that's the first thing that came to mind actually on this side of the paper. We have a, wow, there's a lot going on in this. So it looks like a pirate, crabs. They're going in his face hole. they're attacking him, it looks like. So he's being taken over by these like vicious crabs. We have snakes. Yes, this one is so cool. If you colored all these snakes, this is a snake guy. See his scales and his tongue and teeth, but oh, and his hands are all tangled up in snakes. Wow, this one is awesome. And last but not least, we have what I would call the Grim Reaper. And I think that's a pretty good ending. That's a cool picture in itself. You could color that guy, cut him out, or cut him out and create your own background. There's a lot of possibilities with this image as well. I guess you would have to cut into the spider guy or the snake guy though, so that would not work. You know what? I didn't really think about that, but yeah, you know, in the other one, they had one image per page so that you could almost take them out and hang them. That's a good note, is that these, you would have to pick your image on either or side if you were going to hang them, because one end is not going to be hangable. So that's what I think is a downside in a coloring book. I did love the romance one for that reason, that you could just hang them all up individually. So now I think this was a wonderful coloring book. It was $5 at Five Below, and I will color in this for eternity. So now I'm going to go see if I can charge the glow in the dark pages, and I'll just be hanging out with you in the dark, and we'll we'll see what the pages look like. Okay, so I'll see you in a minute. See? Wait, this is not. It's just, I gotta get a better way. Hang on. I gotta get a better way to light this. Just now I'm just tugging in the dark. Okay, we're back. So I have a direct light now. And let's charge this. I start to wonder about what I do in my day when I just said it's a Tuesday and I'm in the bathroom in the dark charging up my coloring book. When you say it out loud, you know, it doesn't sound as cool, but you know, we're gonna charge this on up, test it out. I'm just gonna do my favorite pages here. The eyeball, or you know, the lady with her mouth sewn, and the little spider side. So, are we ready for the results? Okay, I'm gonna turn this off. Stop it right now. But look, see how quickly it fades? That's what I was doing just a minute ago. Like, I had stood up above here. There's some lights, and I had charged it, and by the time, I know this is terrible lighting, sorry. But by the time I had sat down and pressed film, the charge was gone. I mean, obviously it's not going to stay charged for 14 hours, but that's a couple seconds. And on the back it says, or somewhere in here it said, you just needed to, oh, this book was originally $11.99. And I got it for $5 at Five Below. So anyway, it said you're supposed to charge it for 30 seconds. and then it's gone in two, so I don't think that's very helpful, but all right, let's see. I mean, that is so cool. Okay, before this burns out, thank you guys so much for watching me do just weird things every week. I appreciate your time and for you caring enough to watch. And I will see you on the next video. Bye.